OBS looks like it's going. Camera's going.
I think the first thing I need to do is drink into my microphone.
Did you like my response on that? My microphone. I'll do what I want, man. And that's the thing too. Is like recording 101.
Drinking
it's like
into a microphone doesn't hurt the microphone. It's just considered bad etiquette.
Yeah, and that was the thing. I was like, microphones are designed to capture sound. So just because I'm drinking into it doesn't mean. And honestly, if you're offended by us drinking into a microphone, I mean, we do way worse shit than that. You ever seen this dude spit chaw into a can on a microphone? Because he does that too, you know.
Chaw and order, baby.
That kind of stuff. We do all kinds of bodily function things on these microphones.
How do you think that they get the sounds for somebody drinking water in a movie?
I mean, yeah. Some studio, some pro studio somewhere with a microphone much nicer than this one, probably multiple microphones much nicer than these. Yeah, had some dude
come in,
some weird professional water drinker, because that's
probably a professional voice actor,
something like that. Yeah, that could like really emulate a swallowing sound and a gulping sound or something weird.
Yeah,
what a weird job too. Like
that, dude, that job has always been really cool to me. Like,
you know, it would be cool to be the producer on that job too. Just the guy behind the board, like, okay, go ahead and start drinking.
They were talking about lightsaber noises and shit.
Oh yeah.
And they took a power wire and hit it with a wrench.
Okay.
Maybe that was the blaster noise for Star Wars.
I know for the pod racers in episode 1, they took like F-Zero, or no, it wasn't that. It was for the in the Incredibles when the two kids are getting chased through the forest and those dudes are chasing them on those weird saucer things.
Those are F1.
They used F1 cars and like pitched them up a couple octaves and then like added an octave below it or something. It's like that's literally just F1 cars.
The T-Rex is an alligator growl with a bear and a lion roar. The bear roar is octaved up and the bear roar is octaved down, and they smash it all together.
Audio engineers, man.
And a baby elephant screech is also in there as well.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Let's add some. That's the distortion. That's how you get more high end in the thing. You know.
It's
weird,
fucking
dude.
Wild, dude.
All right, let's get into this, shall we?
Let's do it.
Jessie B, How Legends Never Die, 307 Reacts. I'm Matt, that's Chris, and that's what's on the screen. Strong snap, strong intro, man. I don't think I've ever started with the person on the screen. So there we go, changing it up a little bit. Hi, how's it going? 307 Reacts, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Yes. We're a reaction channel. We pause when we do reactions to music. We also do some other reactions to other things. You got like 800 videos to go through. If you'd like to check out our catalog, welcome aboard. How's it going? All right, what do we got here? How Legends Never Die.
How Legends Never Die. Now, this was supposed to come out Friday, and she's like, fuck it, I can't wait. So she dropped it today.
Oh, this is fresh. Yeah. Oh, this is fresh. Okay, cool. Great. All right. Yeah. So it's our girl Jessie B. If you don't know who she is, head over to her page. She's a local musician from, where is she out of? Do you remember?
I want to say she's in Tennessee.
She's going to chime in the comments section and let us know. But she's from wherever she's from, and we consider her local. She may even be
part of the Carolinas too. I have no idea. I don't remember. Like, I know that I know. I just can't remember that I know.
She does some country rap music stuff. She does some hip hop stuff, some remix things. She's also got her foot in this whole music industry conspiracy payout type of thing. So it's really interesting. We're keeping up with it on our channel. If you want to help support her in that, go over to her channel, give her a subscription. Yeah. And that's pretty much it, right? That's the kind of the gist of it. So with that, let's this is the How Legends Never Die, the official music video. Came out today. It's a week late for you guys because that's how we roll around here. Let's get it.
Check that fucking fire right there. Hold up, Jessie. Hold up.
Holy crap. Shots fired in every which way. Is that Jessie B?
It's like a confession tape. Yo, this is sick, bro. I mean, kudos to Jessie B. Oh, this is
Legend pays attention to the light, 'cause they've seen the story play 100 times. Well versed in reading in between the lines. Here's the legend of how legends never die.
As the story goes, everybody knows once upon a time there lived a lonely dream, a misdemeanor
Okay. All right.
cool.
So this is kind of tying in with the thing that she's been getting into over the last few weeks. She's talking about these, it's always the same story. It's been told 100 times, about these famous rock stars, musicians, singers, whoever it is. They always start out as these kids who was like, unlike
Kind of
anybody
the
else.
outcasts
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
destined for that kind of a lifestyle, kind of the outcast, kind of unique in their own way, kind of picks up the music thing, takes off with it, and it doesn't really fit in with any other genre, and that's kind of what makes them stand out. It kind of in their own thing, She's showing clips of Elvis in there, and that was kind of his thing, He wasn't necessarily like rock and roll when he first started, right? And then he kind of pressed the mold or like pushed the mold for that kind of thing, and then became the king of rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I was looking at all the names on the back of here too, like.
Yeah, we got, and that's why I went back.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I wanted. If you notice, like I was every time that came up, I was like squinting at
Elvis, Waylon Jennings,
Patsy Cline in there,
that one, Dr. Dre,
the Beatles,
Eddie Van Halen,
Tina Turner, Hank Williams,
Dolly,
Merle
Haggard.
Haggard, yeah, right there. Probably Led Zeppelin down there.
Led Zeppelin, yeah.
Leonard Skinner, maybe possibly.
Hank Williams Jr.
There's so much.
Like, there's so many.
So
George
much on there.
Strait.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There's a lot of just legends that have paved the way. And we were talking about it in the when we did that reaction to that cover that Ryan Upchurch did, and Hank Williams. We were looking at his tombstone.
Yeah,
and,
I was going to say the one where he parked the car outside.
And he only lived what was it, 30 years, something like that.
I think so.
I think
someone might correct us in the
30
comments.
or 40 years. He definitely didn't make it to 50.
No,
that's
okay.
for sure.
Hank Williams was only 40 something.
But and that's what we talked about is without the internet, this guy became he had such a huge impact on country music, doing it the old school way, driving bar to bar, to venue, handing, I imagine back in that day, vinyl records, maybe tapes were
possibly
around.
What was before the tape? The 8-track.
The 8-track,
that thing,
yeah.
the big chunky thing. Yeah, the 8-track.
I mean, God, man, he
But
did a lot in only. I think he was only in music for 5 years.
And what did it take back in the day to get a tape recording or to get an 8-track recording?
God.
What did it take? I know he recorded at Sunshine Studios. Maybe that was Jackson. I can't remember, but one of the big recording studios. So it's possible that at a certain point those were accessible. When he first started, it's like how do you start the selling out of your trunk? Because today it's easy. It's all digital. You don't even have to try today. Yeah. Even in my era when we were selling CDs, my computer had a CD burner. I could just burn 50 CDs on there, pop them to whoever I needed to. Back in those days, it's like a lot harder to come by. You had to steal your parents' tape head cassette player, hook it up, reverse hook it up to some speakers and use those speakers as microphones because you can do that. If you don't know that, you can take a regular a bookshelf speaker with a big sub in the bottom of it and reverse the wiring and it turns it into an actual microphone, and that's how they get sub kicks on kick drums. Audio engineers are crazy. But so even being able to obtain those kind of things and then having to promote them and then from that making that rise of fame from
and I
the
imagine
grind has changed.
I imagine when he was around, it was more of they just played his shit on the radio. I'm sure he didn't sell.
I bet back then it was more about where you were performing, like doing multiple performances at different places. It was less about the
actual
data, and more about the performance. And I'm playing 50 venues this week because I just play everywhere that I can.
Yeah. Yep.
Probably that, I would assume.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. Anybody that was there, if you're in the comment section on this and you were there if you, in that era, and you happen to come across Elvis or one of these other famous people and see how they were promoting, let us know because that would be an awesome conversation to have.
That would be.
Let's go back.
I went back quite a bit.
Okay,
already,
perfect.
So.
The territory. They can't tell, but they feel it. Everybody sees it, so they plot to put a stop and replicate how they sees it. They can't understand how a single person can possess the fire for empires and desires for progress. Dollar signs from the devil, take it to another level. They burn the legend for creating something that was special. Try to confiscate what they can't create or control, but you can't cast a stone at someone who was born for rock and roll.
Try to confiscate what they can't, or try to confiscate what they can't control.
Yeah,
that's good.
Well, that and then try to replicate what they can't replicate.
Yeah,
These legends are going to be legends because they can't be copied, and the record label continues to try to do it.
Their music is timeless for a reason. There's a reason that a lot of songs nowadays, and Glenn Fricker talks about it all the time on his channel, there's a reason nowadays you don't really remember, songs don't get really remembered these days for very long. They're hot for a quick minute, and then they kind of just fall off, and they don't really get remembered. Yet, at the same time, all these classic hits are still playing on the radio station. To this day, the hits that your parents' grew up with are still getting played on the radio station. Reason being, those hits changed the era. Like they revolutionized or progressed the style of music or whatever it was, and lived on forever and ever and ever.
And I thought it was interesting because she talked about
Thunderstruck. God damn it.
She talked about when we were talking about the Michael Jackson and Sony thing, and she brought all that up. The devil's dollar signs come into the equation, and all of this money is coming through, but they still can't replicate another Dolly. They can't make another
you can't recreate. No one's going to be the next Elvis. There isn't one. He was here, and then now that's it, and he's remembered forever because of how unique and different he was and what he did. So that's definitely, and even with some more modern ones, there will never be another Dr. Dre. There will never be another Snoop Dogg. There will never be another Eminem, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I think it's funny that people call Tom McDonald this future or this generation's Eminem. I've heard him called that, and I'm I don't think that's what he's going for.
I get what you're trying to say. It's a decent compliment.
I think that's a compliment, but I don't think that's quite what he's going for.
Not,
apples to oranges kind of thing.
Apples to pickles.
There it is. All right, did you go back?
No.
Let's go back 10. Keep going.
There we go.
Or creating something that was special. Try to confiscate what they can't create or control.
Confiscate,
you can't cast a stone as someone who was born for rock and roll.
A legend pays attention to the lights, 'cause they've seen the story play 100 times. Well versed in reading in between the lines, is the legend of how legends never die.
For years this goes on, wars waged in a song. Jealous ears start to hear what the legend's speaking on. They start reaching for the features, trying to ride on tailcoats. Hit them where it hurts, but the legend will prevail. So they dial it in, they focus back to where it started. Cut ties with the ones who were stone cold hearted. It's there they find themselves and elevate what was missing, but they lose their sense of trust and become so unforgiving. They're still a lonely dreamer, but they lost touch with the poet. They look back on their story, but forgot the one who wrote it. They may fall in the end, you can see it in their eyes. The good die young, but a legend never dies.
Legend pays attention to
I'm gonna go back and hit just a couple.
Hey,
of those
that's
bars
another
one
thing
more
too.
time.
A lot of these famous people that have these timeless songs died early in their lives.
Yeah.
Died before the average life expectancy at that time or whatever it was.
Elvis. I mean, Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Chester Bennington is another great.
That's
one.
wow. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't referenced him throughout any of this stuff. Because talk about someone who made your company billions of dollars. Linkin Park. Holy crap, dude! From 2000. What?
There will never be another
2002 to 2008 or 9. That was pretty much it. That was Linkin Park everywhere. Every MTV special, every ad on TV, whatever it was, Linkin Park had something to do with it. They were kind of that generation's NSYNC, and I guess NSYNC was before that generation or whatever. They've always had these, these people that have made them billions and billions of dollars, and then something kind of crazy happens and you don't hear about them anymore, or they just fall off really fast, or whatever the case may be. But all these artists that have died really early, man. Really interesting. And we've talked about some conspiracy theories with Sony and having that much money and power. And is there some coincidence? Because a few years after they left the record company, all of a sudden...
And they still owned half of it.
Yeah, all of a sudden they died, and it's it was overdose related. And it's was it? I don't know.
It though?
See, somebody knows. I don't. I'm not
probably
sure.
Never know.
And we probably won't. And if we did, they'd have to kill us. That's how it works. Let's keep going.
But they lose their sense of trust and become so unforgiving. They're still a lonely dreamer, lost touch with the poet. They look back on their story, but forgot the one who wrote it. They may fall in the end, you can see it in their eyes. The good die young, but a legend never dies.
Legend pays attention.
So sorry, that's what I wanted to catch was kind of the end of that. They start to lose trust with the people they've always trusted, and they start to kind of go like crazy and stuff, which we have seen a lot from like a lot of the big legends. I mean, God, Chester, the way he ended up. I mean, it was just
Look at some of the stuff like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that was publicized or done on purpose or anything like that, but still,
I wouldn't necessarily consider her a legend, but it's still the same pressure.
Okay, not legend-wise, you're right,
Yeah.
you're right. But I mean, as far as like a drastic change due
Yeah.
to Hollywood pressure and label pressure, I mean, a lot of that was based on that. You know, obviously she had a crazy childhood,
shit
crazy
going on.
upbringing, right?
Yeah.
Basically was under her father's control, so like every movement or whatever. But just an example of somebody who went absolutely nuts because of that Hollywood pressure.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean that, and I'm sure it had some to do with Michael Jackson was a weird guy, okay, and I'm sure under the pressure and the money and everything. I mean,
towards the end of his life, when he started getting really kind of just off, like off the hinge and just kind
shit
of
was kind of wild, dude,
going
like-
man.
But then we're also to bring a live example. We're also seeing this with Ryan Upchurch. Who can he trust anymore? You know what I mean? So like, is it gonna be one of those things where
That was with
he ends up
what
just
clothing
completely
brand was
losing
that?
it.
What was that? I can't remember what it was.
That was Redneck Nation.
Redneck Nation clothing. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, like, anybody who's ever a legend, it comes with a price, and typically the price is your sanity. And I think it's really cool. Whether she intended that to be the message or not,
The more
doesn't
famous,
matter. But that's what I got.
the more
from it.
famous you get, the bigger the target becomes.
Yep.
Like the bigger you become on the radar because you're
The guy making all the money.
you got money coming in, man, and money's attractive. That's the way she goes.
Young, but a legend never dies.
Legend pays attention to the lights, 'cause they've seen the story play 100 times. Well-versed in reading in between the lines. Here's the legend of how legends never die. Dear legend, pay attention to the lights, 'cause you've seen the story
There it is.
play 100 times.
Yep.
Speak of the devil.
Well-versed in
Ha! That's a pun.
reading between the lines, and you too will know how legends never die.
Damn. That was good.
And some good examples of legend, like current legends that are still alive that are still being controlled by the machine. You know, Metallica is a big one. That you can't put anything with any of their music anywhere.
No.
And they come after you immediately and shut it down.
Yep.
And they're still out on tour. They're still completely signed to a label, like doing the thing. How much touring do they have to do? Because I mean,
Now here-
Lars Ulrich's getting up there. You know what I mean?
Now, according to Snoop Dogg, if you're bringing in the money, you have a little more
You're
free
right.
play.
You're
which
right.
I would say
They
they
tend
have
to leave
quite
you
a bit
alone.
quite a bit of free play.
I guess, yeah, they're at the top of the roster. That's for
Yeah.
sure. So
Yeah.
you're probably right on that. Yeah, they're probably leaving them alone a little bit. But if you stop bringing in money, that's when they start coming down on you.
The big one that I think about quite often. If you guys don't know who I Prevail is, I Prevail. I have seen them. They produce great music,
Dude, they are
amazing.
nasty. They write some nasty music.
Yeah,
They're
really,
like-
and their live shows are fucking incredible.
It's like A Day to Remember and Thrice had a baby. And it's really, really good stuff.
Oh, dude, so good. But over the past 4 years, just in the way that they look from 4 years ago to now, God, dude, it looks like they've been through World War III.
Yeah, they're just
And
aged.
It's like, oh my God, dude, like what? like that label is just working them to death.
They're spending all their time on the road, and when they're not on the road, they're writing music. They're writing albums. Got to be at the studio. Got to write an album.
What was not the last album, but the album before? They wrote and recorded that album on the road. Mm-hmm. They didn't even take a break for that.
Yeah, after the show's over, you go back to the hotel room and plug into a laptop and start working on
a tour
riffs
bus
or
and
bus,
you start
whatever it is.
Recording
and
while you're headed to the next.
Plug into a laptop with some
Jesus
headphones, and you
Christ.
start doing your riffs while you're driving down the road. Anytime you have a break, you get to the venue, go to the green room, you're recording a riff.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Programming drums, if that's what you're doing,
It's
time
crazy.
aligning, whatever you're doing.
I'll tell you this, though. If you ever get to go to a show and you happen to catch them in some free time, I think it was after their first album that came out. I went and saw them live. And they were doing an after party next door, the bar next door. Went over there and had a couple drinks. Great guys.
Cool.
Really good
That's
guys.
cool. That's cool.
But yeah, you can just see that they've been worked to death. Being signed to Universal and Sony and all that, and they'll do that to you.
That will that will do that to you. I don't know anything about that, but we're seeing the evidence all over the place, and it's nice to have people like Jessie B that are out there trying to just put the message out, like, hey, there's some stuff to pay attention to here, and I'm pretty sure we're being lied to, so we should look into this. And then the further you dig, you're like, wait a second, what?
So, some of the stuff I find absolutely amazing that they don't hide. Like for instance, it is so easy to figure out how many labels are owned by Sony.
I was going to say, they're subsidiaries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just right Sony.
And I think it was, who was saying in the comments, I think it was Dawn, was saying in the comments about a monopoly. She said, yeah, a monopoly is illegal, but...
It's like, well, technically, they don't...
It's not a monopoly if
They
it's
don't
different company
own
names.
it, okay, because they have a different tax ID number every,
different accounts.
So it's like...
It doesn't go to the same account. It goes to that account, and then that account gets filtered into this account, and there's some trading and things going on in the background. Yeah. Again, a few people know, but that's it.
Sketchy, dude.
Yeah.
That was a great song, though.
Yeah, that was really good. Really good.
The only thing I can say is, as far as we always talk about the mix, I would like to hear the vocals just brought up just a little bit hotter in the mix.
Yeah, no.
I feel they were a little, or maybe just bring the bass, compress the bass down just a little bit.
I was gonna say, just grab a master bus compressor and just crank it a little bit harder, and then turn the input or the output up just a little bit. I think that'll do it. Give it a little life, a little body in there. But then again, whatever one we were listening to right before that, the remix one on there, dude, that thing was slappy. The first note on that one is slappy. So I don't know, and that could be like line level stuff versus microphone stuff. It could be that kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I just the vocal, I found myself really, really having to pick it out of the mix.
Yeah, for sure.
Understand, but other than that,
we still got
that's
it.
Still a 5 out of 5 in my book.
Got the message. Yeah, and like I said, I respect what she's trying to do as far as exposing some shit. And
God, dude, it's the shit we've been saying. Like I told you yesterday, I was talking to Chill Rock about that. The whole, if you're a reactor, you got to watch out for licensing. Like, you have to watch out for this shit.
You have to.
And I told him, I was like, dude, we have been blown off by so many channels with 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 subs. And they're like, why would I listen to you? And then their page gets deleted.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they message me, well, I don't understand what I did wrong.
Or they have to make videos where they're saying basically, hey, I'm not making any money on this, you have to do this or that and the other because that's the only way I'm going to make any money on it. And it's like, well, just go around that. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of time in editing.
No, Chill Rock was pretty cool. I was telling him, I was like, hey, dude, if you ever need help with that type of stuff, checking your licensing, number one, how to do that, and number two, which ones to stay away from. Because there are songs. In fact, let's check licensing on this one.
Sure.
Don't edit the screen cap out. If you cut the end of the screen cap out in edit,
I'm gonna fight
Control Z your way back, buddy.
Fight you. Okay, there's none on this one.
Okay, so on this one, there's none.
Nope.
Yep.
But we could go to this DAX one and guarantee it's on there.
So we're gonna show you once again how
I'm
to
not
check
gonna let
licensing.
anything play. Scroll down on here, hit this little more button in the description. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and right here you'll see music.
Yep.
The song is The Abyss. The artist is Dax. The license is right below that. Click on this little arrow. SME.
Sony Music Entertainment.
He is directly in the pocket of Sony. So that's why we can't put Dax on our channel anymore.
It's on behalf of
don't give
Columbia
me that.
Records,
yeah, okay.
which is
Again, a
owned by
subsidiary.
Sony.
Yeah, then that's how they get away with their monopoly is because they have other gigantic record companies underneath there. So they have access to any studio in the world anytime they need it with any producer, any engineers, any amps, any gear, any fill-ins, any studio, anybody. They can just hire an entire crew to go do anything anytime they want.
If you guys have wondered why we haven't reacted to Dax in a long time, that's why.
Yep. And there's other artists that we've been that have fallen off the page too that we can't because of that exact reason. NF. I really wish we could, but the last NF one that we posted, we almost got it blocked. I had to fight it, and then it came back after like 7 days, and we got it up, but it's still a copyright claim, And
there was another one that somebody always messaged me asking for.
There's a couple, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. So if you're a reactor out there watching this,
hi.
Hit us up if you have questions. I would say that 80% of our stuff is monetized or sharing.
Oh yeah, our
if not a higher.
Our
percentage.
red dollar signs are very low compared to our green ones.
Yeah,
I would say maybe even less. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Okay, a lot of people go, well, you don't get as many views
You're right.
reacting to independents.
You're right. We don't.
Because it's not about the views. It's about helping them get their voice heard.
For us, it's not really about the money. We each have jobs. We bring in our own money. It's great that we make a little on the side doing this and we get to have interactions with you guys. But at the end of the day, it's like I'd rather just try and help the independent guys out. That's what we're doing. We're musicians ourselves. We're independent musicians ourselves. So that's what we're here for.
I say musician would be a stretch for me.
Independent studio person.
I'm around.
I'm around it. Your dude says I'm not a musician. Says the guy who's got a music video on our homepage. Go check it out. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's episode as much as we did, be sure to leave a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, click the bell, become part of the notification gang, and we'll see y'all next time. Bow. By the way, that Adam Calhoun, I have to respond to this. I want to watch that while this other shit's mixing down.
Oh, okay.